welcome back students. Last class we started with templates and we saw an example of function templates. Actually templates are of two types, function templates and class templates. So we were discussing about function templates in the last class and we were seeing an example program for, we saw an example program for function templates also. So now today's topic is on class template. So actually in order to rewind the last session, what is a function template? The function template is where any data type it could be, we can use a function with irrespective of any data type. So here we have a class template. In a class template, it's similar to a function template. The class is defined and inside that you can have any data type. The same definition of the function inside the class could be used for any data type. So this is why we use this. We need not write a separate class for different data types. We can have a same class for different data types. So in order to avoid a repeat of code for different data types, we can go for class template. So here, see the definition given. It is like a function template. You can also create class templates for generic class operations. You need a class implementation that is the same for all classes. So only the data types used are different. So you understand the statement. If you have implementation is similar but only the data type is going to be different, I can use a template instead of using a different classes. So normally you need to create a different class for each data type or create a different member variables or functions within a single class. So that could be avoided. The third statement given, no, if we don't have a class template, we have to do this. So this could be avoided by having a class template. So this is an example program which is showing a class template for doing a calculator application. So here is in general syntax for class template is you can have template within angular bracket class T. In the before class definition we need to write the syntax like this, or in the statement I can write like this also. This is also correct. Template, type name, both are right. Type name, both are right. Both, if you write this or this, it is going to work. Both in both the case class and type name are keywords. Okay, both the syntax are right. For anything it will work. So before any class definition you have to start like this. We have to say that we are using a template inside the class. So by denoting in the syntax template and within angular bracket class or type name and then following that a T. This is a user defined variable only. You can use T or F or N, whatever you want. You can use any variable you want, you can use it. So whatever the variable you have used it, that has to be used inside the program for generic data types. So here I have declared number 1 and number 2 are of data type T, which means T can take any data type, whether it is an integer, float, character, this all during the compile time. The next you have public. Here this calculator is a constructor where you are going to define a value for number 1 and number 2. So this is going to receive a value as an augmented constructor. Then it is going to take the value in the arguments with the data type and then it is going to pass it to the number 1 and number 2. So here we have a function which is going to find addition. So addition, then it is going to call add function. Subtraction, it is going to call subtract function. Multiply function. Division function. So we have all this functions defined here. Add. So can you see a T? What is a T here? So it is a return type. Return type could be anything. It can be a float, depending upon whatever is the answer coming. It could be an integer, float or character, whatever it is. That is a return type. Why we have used T? Because we have given here template, a template variable as T. So we have put here T. Okay, so this is a return data type. T add, we don't pass any arguments inside this class. Sorry, inside this function. This is nothing but a function. Can you see this? So this is a function. So where I am just finding addition of two variables. I am not passing here, but since these are all private variables, this function can directly use this number 1 and number 2, which is already defined. Values are defined using the constructor. Similarly, as subtraction, multiplication, divisions are done and those values are passed back to the function called statement. This is a statement where it is going to call the addition, the subtraction. Here it is going to call multiplication. Here it is going to call division. So now we'll come into here. We have closed the class. So everything is defined inside the class declaration itself. So now we have come to the main program. So in the main program, I am defining a object. So where it is going to call the constructor automatically with two values. Both the values are integer. That is what specified in the angular bracket. So A is an object for the calculator. B is another object for the calculator. But here we have a different values which are of different data types, 2.4 and 1.2. If we need to do like this normally without a template, how will you do? You will create a overloaded constructor where we have two different constructors. Inside that, where we will mention int in one constructor and another constructor will be mentioning a float. So because we are repeating the code of constructor there, that could be avoided by having only one constructor with the template as t, and the t can take any data type. So see here, the t can take any data type. It can take integer, or it can take float, or it can take character, because this t I have defined as a template here. If we do so, we need not define another calculator constructor for a float separately, for integer separately, and all. We are having only one calculator function, one calculator constructor, which can take any data type, integer or float. So that is the main purpose of template. It is really very useful having a template. We need not have to repeat the code for just the sake of different data types. Is it clear? So now, so we have A with integer values for the constructor parameters. We have object B with the float values for the constructor parameters. So when it is called, so what happens when for this object A, the number 1 is 2, number 2 is 1. For object B, number 1 is 2.4, number 2 is 1.2. So next, coming to this part, so here we are calling A dot, we are calling an object, we are calling a function display result using an object A. So what is in the display object result? It is going to call a function add. First it is calling a function add. So in the function add, so we are not passing any argument, we are just going to return number 1 plus number 2. What is number 1 and number 2 value of this object A? It is 2 and 1. Okay, because we have given C, 2 and 1. So it is going to add 2 and 1. The answer is 3. So it will return 3. So 3 is integer data type. We need not specify here integer. We generic data type is given. So that will be returned here. So that will be printed as output. Addition is 3. And the next subtraction is, we are calling a subtract function. What this will do? Number 1 minus number 2. 2 minus 1, 1. The next, for multiply, it is going to multiply 2 into 1. For division, it is going to do 2 divided by 1. So all this will happen when you are going to call this function using a object. Now when you use a B object, this 2.4 and 1.2. So what will happen? So this is going to add 2.4 and 1. So whatever you are going to return a float here. 2.4 plus 1.2 is what? 3.6. 3.6 is float data type, but still we have t only. So t can take any data type, integer or float, whatever it is. Why? Because it is a template. Similar way for the subtraction. So it is going to be 2.4 minus 1.2, it is 1.2. 2.4 into 1.2. 2.4 divided by 1.2. So all this will happen for the object when the object B is going to call the display result function, and the display result function is calling addition, subtraction, multiplication and division sequentially. So that in that way it is going to give the output. So initially A dot display result is called, and then B dot display result is called. We are not repeating different functions for integer and float. We are having the same function, but it can take any data type and it can return any data type. So that is the main use of template. So the necessity of template is similar to function. We can avoid reusability of the code, and also when I use a template, I need not use function overloading or constructor overloading, because that is taken care by the template itself. So these are the output of the program. So let's see how I am going to execute this program. So I have copied this program to the compiler. So this is the compiler. So in this I have copied the program. Okay, see the program. So here I have given type name. So this part you can even give class, anything you can give. Okay, I told you in the explanation itself. You take back the explanation and see, you can give type name or class, and for both the things it is going to work. Here you change the language to C++ and then you run the program. When you run the program, so you will get the output like this. See, so we have got the result for integers and float. This is the integer results. Following that is the float results. Is it clear? So I will change this to class and show you. So even then, now you are getting the result. So both the way you can define the template. Template declaration could be, definition could be given like that. So again, summarizing this, what is the use of a template, whether it is a function template or a class template, is going to generalize the things what you are going to do. So see, you can have we have several tutorials on templates. See, I have taken this example from Programmers. You have several tutorials on not only templates, any other topic in C++. You can have any of the site, Geeks site or tutorial site, any. For example, see, if you are going to search like this, so class template in C++, so you will have a template. Several websites have given explanations on templates. Geeks for Geeks, Programmers, HackerRank, Tutorials Point. Several things are there. Whichever you find explanation easier, reference easier, you can take. Mostly I am taking all the notes for you from one of these sites only, and then I am presenting you which way it will be very simpler and easier for you. That part only I am taking and presenting it to you. You can have a more self-study on it by looking onto this website, so that you can have even more deeper knowledge for your understanding. Okay. So now you understood what is a function template and class template. This is a generic form of writing a function or a class irrespective of the data type. Is it clear? So please work on all the programs. Only working on to the programs will help you. Only then you can understand, because sure you are going to have your exams, lab or theory exams. Only if you work on this, if you don't waste your time in this holidays, you have to work on all the programs. Only then you will get knowledge on all this, and then you can do it in the lab or wherever in the exam. Okay, so be clear on the concepts and do it. Thank you.